In Yukon and across Canada, schools have started introducing new ways of assessing students and reporting to parents on their child's learning. These changes are part of introducing the new school curriculum. One of the main ways schools are changing how they assess student learning is by including students in the process through student self-assessment.
It is very important for students to learn how to assess their own learning progress because they will take more ownership in their learning, they will be more proud of their learning, and they will hopefully try harder to meet their goals that they have set for themselves.
Student self-assessment is a process by which students look at their work to check and see where they need to focus their efforts and make improvements. It often involves setting goals at the beginning of the school year and checking in with their teacher to make sure they are meeting their goals.
In looking at the core competencies with Genevieve, she wanted to be strategic, so she said she wanted to be more like the raccoon. This is a really good plan for her. She said she wanted to learn how to plan ahead, and she wanted to listen more carefully and plan what she was going to do next.
I have a goal to be more like the raccoon. Plan ahead, organize your materials and personal belongings.
Student self-assessment is an important skill for students to learn at a young age. It helps students identify what their strengths are and where they need to make improvements.
Planning ahead will help me be a bit more organized and will help me with my school projects.
As they get older, self-assessment becomes a tool they can use to figure out how to overcome challenges in their lives and in their work by identifying and learning new skills they need to learn to be successful.
I think it's good for them to have the strength to reflect and understand their own work and their skills and traits and what else they need to work on.
Student-led conferences and student portfolios are one way that students are getting more involved in assessing their own learning. At the beginning of the school year, students work with their own teachers to identify a set of goals they want to achieve. In the second half of the school year, students work with their teachers to identify whether or not they are meeting their goals and what sort of adjustments they might need to make. At some schools, the students are working with their teachers to select schoolwork that can show how much progress they've made so they can show their parents. Parents get to learn about the process of self-assessment through student-led conferences and when students and teachers share the students' work through student portfolios.
Mommy, I want to show you something that's really cool. Look how messy my writing used to be.
Oh, yeah.
And now, look at it.
I know.
I wrote this one today.
Is this from like the very beginning of the year?
Yeah.
This is our second student-led conference this year, and I enjoyed seeing how my kids improved through the year and seeing how even they noticed how at the beginning of the year, like with my daughter Genevieve, her writing was much bigger and wasn't as neat, and now her letters are getting smaller and she's writing more and her printing is much cleaner.
Students at all schools are also doing a written self-assessment of the new curriculum's core competencies that are included on their final report cards. The core competencies are sets of skills that students are now learning in all grades and all subject levels. They are essential skills that students need no matter what they are learning and will support their success in their work and lives after school. Students work with their teachers to identify how well they are doing in these areas, including their skills in communication, creative and critical thinking, and personal and social awareness. Schools are getting parents involved by inviting them to student-led conferences, sharing portfolios of student work, and providing student self-assessments of the core competencies on their final report cards. Parent involvement is important because when students can talk to their parents about what they're learning and where they need to make improvements, it supports their efforts to reflect on their learning progress.
If we give them chances to meet with their parents in a formal setting in our classroom, then they're able to talk about it at home and make these goals more reachable.
And it's exciting to see that they've improved. They're proud to show me what's happening in their classroom, how they're learning, the games they're playing, and what they're learning.
Their awareness of learning about their strengths and weaknesses is going to benefit them so much in every grade and all aspects of life.
We encourage all parents to get involved. Make sure to talk to your child about not only what they're learning, but about their goals and whether or not they're reaching them. Check in with your school to find out how they are doing student self-assessment.